Look, Deshaun, if you want to challenge for the league title, I really do need you to stop sulking and start putting in 100% again. Why? Mate, you're one of my key players. Well, if I could win the league without you, then why would I want you to stay? Footballer logic, man. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Queen of the South on The Impossible Dream. It's Season 5, Episode 7 as we try and win the Champions League with our Scottish team. And we can't do that today, but what we can do is progress into the knockout rounds of the Europa Conference League. We need to avoid defeat against FC Zurich to do that. And before that, we have a massive game in the league against Rangers, and it is shaping up a bit of a two-horse race. Well, there's other horses involved, but between us and them anyway for second in the league this season. So it is important, if not huge, that we don't lose the game anyway. In terms of the club vision and how we're getting on, you can see a B job is what we're doing. For the most part, the board are pleased with us. I didn't even realize we were supposed to be making the most of set pieces, to be honest. So they're disappointed we're not doing that. I mean, that just kind of is what it is, to be honest. We'll try and score from set pieces, but if we can't score, we can't score. But yes, you can see there, but generally speaking, we're meeting goals, which is excellent, and the board are happy, which is good. They want to be recognised as best of the rest, and we are a chance of actually doing a little bit better than that this season if we can maintain our form, and Rangers can continue to struggle a little bit. Now, there are two games to catch you up on since last episode. The first of those is against, who's it against? It's against Ross County in the league, so let's see how that went. We went ahead in the first half when Lutzi found Bermudez, before Shakir Omar sealed the points in the second half. So a good win this one. The match stats really are different to what the game was that I felt like I was watching, because highlights-wise, it was very, very even. But obviously, when you look at the match stats and the XG tracker, it looks like it was quite comfortable for us. But it didn't feel comfortable, let's put it that way, while we were playing the game. But decent performances all around, and that is excellent. Next up in the league was against Motherwell. Now, they had just hired a new manager. Let's see if we could avoid them getting a new manager bounce. We took an early lead when Clockety found Suljic in space. Motherwell were quickly level. But Lutzi restored our lead before half-time. Motherwell will level again early in the second half. And then they took the lead. Clark crossed for Lutzi to draw us level. Before Cesar Augusto put us back in front. But Motherwell came back again to take a point. So a really, really frustrating game, this one. It felt a little, well, you can see from XG, we were very much second best in that second half. We were struggling a little bit. We had to rotate some players around. We had to play Smith at fullback, at left back. Thompson had to play in midfield. I could maybe have switched those two around. Yeah, it just felt as though both teams were scoring every time they went forward. That left side of our defence, Cesar Augusto, he got his first goal for the club, but it felt a little bit like he was standing very close to goal scorers a little bit too often for my liking. But it's maybe just one of those, we take a point and get on with life. So a quick look at what all this means. We are 8 points back, though we do have a game in hand. This game against Rangers is a game in hand. So both of us have a game in hand and not those around us. So if we can win, we'll go back to 5 points and get a nice, big, juicy 6-point gap back to Rangers. If we lose, obviously, we'll be hopefully still ahead on goal difference, because it'll be a bit of a spanking if we don't. A draw, we just about accept, I think, given the circumstances. And then Zurich in the Europa Conference League. We can't afford to lose, because if we do, we'll both be on 8 points and they will have the head-to-head. So let's see what we're doing here against Rangers, and we will see that. We're expecting a 4-2-3-1 formation from them, and this is the team that we are sending out. It's Eastwood in goal, McCallum, Hamilton, Bernard, and Freeman as the back four. Bayless, Davenport, and Irving in midfield. Bermudez, Shakir, Omar, and Bishop. They are the front three. Let's see if we can get the points here. Alright, so we can see the team sheets there. It's still a very strong Rangers side. Still quite a few original players there as well, isn't there? Which is interesting. They haven't changed too much, their squad. Run a good run lately, go out there and impress me. I think just play your natural game again this one, guys. We are at home, which adds a little bit of extra pressure. The game is, if not a sellout, certainly going to be close to it. So hopefully we put on a good show. Now, while we are waiting for the game to get underway, I do have to say a big thank you to a new Patreon supporter. Colin Jones, thank you very much, mate. Greatly appreciated. Like I always say, it's not expected, but if you do enjoy my content and you are able to, there's a link to the Patreon down in the description. It basically allows me to do this. But if not, that's absolutely fine. You may not want to, and just keep watching the ads for me. And again, that's absolutely fine. So, yeah, let's hope we can get a good result here, though. And, yeah. I just about take a boring 0-0, to be honest. I think we've got 2 games here that I kind of fear the worst in, to be honest. But I'd be okay with draws. We just need to not lose to Zurich in the second one. And I'm kind of a little bit torn if we are legitimately able to challenge Rangers over the course of a season, or if that's kind of a bit of a fairy dream. What do you reckon, Morty? Morty is asleep on me here. So if you hear snoring, that's what that is. There's not too much happening. Bernard's playing well, which is good. He had got a little bit of a sulk on. We've had to promise Bermudez first-team football as well. He's just been a little bit unhappy with the rotation side of things. So that's absolutely fine. Freeman. Let's see what we can do. Can we score from our first highlight? Across to Hamilton. Davenport. To Irving. Irving's, we've got, straight through the middle for Omar Bermudez. He goes for the chip and it's hit the post again. I cannot believe how often, as Morty's about to fall on the floor. Sorry, mate. I cannot believe how often we've hit the post this season. McCallum now with a chance to get a cross in. There it is. It's back post. Bayless, and Bayless sticks it away. 1-0 in the 35th minute. He's 4th of the season. And we are leading the Rangers team. That is wonderful stuff. We'll give them some praise. We hit the post moments earlier. And we come back, second time of asking, and no mistake made this time as Bayless, unmarked at the back post, rises like a horny salmon and heads it away. They climb rivers when they're mating, don't they? I think that's what they do. Anyway. Let's see if we can take this lead into half-time. Maybe we don't need to attack them anymore. And, oh no, not in stoppage time. Bernard, come on, mate, you're a centre-back. Get back in your position. McCallum goes across to put some pressure on. We've got our shape back a little bit now, but Morales is in behind Eastwood with the big save, and he's offside anyway. We'll tell him to focus coming into half-time. We just need to get there now, and we do. And that is, well, that is good, isn't it? Do we say we're going, well, capable of better? I think it's just no pressure. I think we just keep the no pressure thing going. We've, apart from the end there, done a really good job of sort of holding them at arm's length. We haven't done a great job getting forward, but we don't necessarily need to as long as we've got the lead and we defend properly. Here we go with McCallum. McCallum is wanted by Brentford. Now, he has a transfer value of sort of 12 million, I think. It would be very difficult for me not to accept a bid of that much for him. Oh, Bishop! What has happened at the middle of the Rangers defence? And Colby Bishop has volleyed us into a 2-0 lead. And it sort of came out of nothing. It looked as though it was just a simple cross to clear away. And credit to Bishop for sort of staying on that. Everybody in the Rangers team is looking at each other, and Bishop just accepts the gift. And like I say, it would have been very easy for him to miss that because you'd expect Rangers to clear that away. So we're 2-0 up. And this could be, and we're not there yet, but this could be an absolutely mammoth result in the context of our season. We will just keep praising. And Rangers continue to, I mean, they're certainly struggling for highlights. That doesn't mean that, but they've only had 2 shots on target. They've got a corner now. Can we defend this well? No, we can't. We can't. And it's him whose name we cannot say has pulled one back for Rangers. Oh, and he's just gotten above everybody. Hamilton and Irving are there. I mean, Hamilton's not the greatest centre-back in the air. And suddenly it gets a little bit nervous, doesn't it? He's just tired as McCallum. He's not... Let's praise again. Oh, we've got a highlight against us, potentially. Ball in. Hamilton is there. Hamilton, come on. Channel that inner Celtic man. You don't want Rangers scoring here. Bishop working hard. Freeman needs to be a little bit closer, and that is heart attack stuff. We've gotten away with it. All right, Bermudez not having the greatest game in there. Let's get McGrath on for him. And Shakir Omar likewise, so let's get Suljic on for him. Shakir Omar just having a little bit of a rough patch this season. Hasn't been completely convincing at times. We're into stoppage time, and I think what we need to do is just go and close this down. So we'll just go fullbacks on support. And ultra defensive, and then we'll go and do all this fun stuff. And then if they were to score, I'd be slightly annoyed because I'd have to obviously then... we don't want to look for overlaps necessarily, because then we'd have to go and undo all this, and that is just annoying for everybody involved. All right, come on, boys. Let's see this out. This will be a huge 3 points for us. Can we do it? Can we do it? We can. And we go 6 points ahead of Glasgow Rangers in the table. That is absolutely huge. Don't get complacent next match. That's a good thing to say because we're in Europe. So there we go. 5 points back of Celtic, 6 points ahead of Rangers. Still a long way to go in the season, obviously, but you'd rather be in our position than Rangers, wouldn't you? And that is absolutely huge. Guys, wait right there. It's FC Zurich next. Avoid defeat, and we're in Europe after Christmas as well. Okay, welcome back. Here we go. I'm a little bit nervous, but hopefully we can back it up. Another good result here. We're expecting a 4-2-3-1, but to be honest, we don't know what we're expecting. The scouts, I don't think they've got one right yet in Europe, so I think they're just guessing. This is a team we're sending out. Now, we've made some changes. You can see here there's a few players with heavy match loads. We've just got to try and hope that that they're able to get through this one and then the rest of the season as well, because we're in December and the fixtures pile up here. So it's Eastwood in goal. It's Thompson coming in. The reason for that, Davenport is not Davenport, he is as well, but McCallum is a booking away. I think we can trust Thompson enough to be good enough, if not, we'll certainly get the job done and protect McCallum from a suspension. Cesar, Augusto, Bernard and Clark will be the rest of the back four. Bayless, McGrath and Irving in midfield. Bermudez, Shakir, Omar and Lutzi comes in to partner him. And, well, come on. All right, so we can see the team sheets there. I mean, there's a couple of decent players in their lineup, isn't there? But, of course, 5 years in the future, some of them are not going to be quite as good as they are in real life. They will have aged, obviously. I think we just go out there and play our natural game. We are the favourites for the game. We are at home, well, at home as in Scotland. I think we're still at Kilmarnock. And yeah, this is big. I mean, it's a part of me, I suppose, that maybe if we were to go out, it's not the worst thing. We could focus on the league throughout the rest of the season. And so the scouts have got it wrong again. And, really try and get second in that league, which is, of course, Champions League football. And even if we want to go through then and qualify for the group stage, which, let's be honest, we probably almost certainly would not, we'd be in the Europa League group stage perhaps, so, or even guaranteed, Conference League group stage. So it wouldn't be maybe the worst thing, but we want to try and stay in Europe as long as possible, get those coefficient points. And who knows, maybe we can go on and win the Conference League. We maybe not that far away from it. A lot of it's going to depend on who parachutes down from the Europa League and that kind of thing. But, I think we showed against Getafe that I think we could beat them on our day. So, maybe we get 1 or 2 in over the January transfer window. I don't think it's completely ridiculous to say that we could go on and win it. But like I say, it's going to depend who actually finds themselves into the knockout rounds. Here we go with Thompson getting forward. Can he get a cross in? He's kind of just letting himself get closed down there. Irving's in space. The cross does come in. That's over the top from Bermudez. I was contemplating, instead of Bermudez, starting Suljic, but I promised Bermudez football, so I'll give him as many games as I can, just so he's happy. Let's encourage them. Morty is about to fall again. He sits on a pillow, you see, and so if the pillow starts to slide off my legs, then he starts to go with it. All right, I think we've got him set up here. Irving, good ball for Shakir Omar, and is he onside? I suspect maybe not. Now, we're expecting them to play Catenaccio. Now, again, whether that's actually what's happening or not. Looking at the way that they're playing, though, I'm wondering if we maybe look to exploit the flanks, get it wide early rather than looking for an overlap. We've got a goal kick here. I'm pretty sure that Rossi guy used to play for Celtic, did he not? Does anybody else remembers him earlier on in the series? I'm sure he used to be the Celtic goalkeeper. Maybe there's more than one Rossi. Crossing from Clark, back post for Irving. Oh, how has it not gone in? Looks he can't miss. And that'll be 1-0. And that is absolutely huge. A draw, of course, will be enough. That means that Zurich need 2 now. But I cannot believe we've hit the post again. Nice ball in from Clark. Irving so unlucky. Shakir Omar did brilliantly there to not try and score himself. And Lutzi was just... I don't think it was physically possible to miss that chance. I don't actually think he was... I think he was close enough. It would not be possible with the speed the ball was coming to get it over the bar. Maybe you could hit it wide if you really wanted to. But even then, he was so close. The angle is probably more difficult to miss than score. All right. Well, let's say don't get complacent. We've got faith in you all. And, well, unless something goes horribly wrong here. Because we didn't see much from Zurich in the first game, did we? It was 0-0, I think, if I remember correctly. And I'm almost positive they didn't do too much. If they're going to play Catenaccio, well, here we go. We've got a highlight here where we're on the back foot. Can we get that away? Bernard is there. A nice header away for Shakir Omar. And what can the great man do? He's taken it wide. Can he wait for some support? Lutzi's in there. He checks back. He goes back to Clark. To Omar again. Bayless. McGrath. Look at Irving. Irving's in so much space. Bayless gets on the outside of his man. Pulls it back. It's a good ball, but it's cleared away. Picked up there by Augusto, though. He gets it wide for Thompson. For Irving. Back for Thompson. He took that ball back a little bit too early, didn't he? There's the cross in. Bermudez is there, and we've hit the... How many times? I'm tempted to go back and watch every game this season and just tally up how many times we've hit the post. I'm tempted to say we've hit the post more than we've hit the back of the net this season. It's kind of becoming a bad... I mean, it's not even... It was becoming a bad joke 3 months ago. It just is a bad joke now. It's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. FM or real life. It is just unbelievable. Anyway, we're winning. That's the main thing. Thompson. For Irving. Thompson just maybe needs to get his crosses in a little bit sooner, but he's doing a decent job out there. Bayless misses the post, which is the biggest shock there, perhaps. Bermudez again only playing a 6-3. Bermudez is clearly a very, very good player. I'm just wondering... I mean, we're not getting the best out of him. Omar misses both back of the net and post. Bayless with a chance, and his header is straight at the goalkeeper. All right, what we might do here. Irving is coming back from injury anyway and lacking match sharpness. So we're going to get Suldrich on for him. I'm going to persist with Bermudez maybe as a Mazzella. There is a way to get great performances out of him. I just need to find it. He's a good passer, a good dribbler. Perhaps playing just that little bit deeper might suit him. Maybe, I mean, there's probably not much space in that midfield attacking area for him either. Oh, it's a hit the woodwork again. Unbelievable. So we've hit the woodwork. Is it 3 times we've hit the woodwork now this game? And we've scored 1. I mean, that in itself is a ridiculous ratio. Augusto to McGrath. All the way back we go to Eastwood. And we go wide. Nice ball there to find Clark. Bayless. He goes back to Clark. Is Mitch going to whip a cross in? No, goes back to Bayless. Bayless to Clark. Cross, here it comes. It's there for towards Lutzi. Oh, it's a good header. It is Lutzi. Was it straight in? The goalkeeper got a hand to it. I'm not sure. I mean, that should see us through, shouldn't it? Half an hour to play. They need 3 goals now. It was nice little just interplay between Bayliss and Clark. Eventually they worked the space. It was straight in from Lutzi. Just a little bit too much on the header for the goalkeeper. And that is 2-0. I think we might keep Clougherty fit. The game in the league up next is St Mirren. So that's a game. It's one of those that we have to win at this point. It's one of those you feel like we could win without fielding maybe our absolute strongest side. So we could look at Clougherty and maybe Suljic as an attacking duo and kind of fill in around them. Ball in again. You would not believe it. You wouldn't believe it. We've hit the crossbar. I mean, you would believe it. At this point, it would be more of a shock. It's more of a shock if we don't hit the post. Let me know in the comments, have any of you ever seen anything like this? I don't think I mean, it could be a little bit confirmation bias from myself as Shakir Omar heads over. But it feels like we hit the post 4 or 5 times every game. And I'm sure it's not as they go close. But it certainly feels like that. But there we go. We have won 31 shots. 13 on target. 5 off the post. 2 in the back of the net. Look at that XG tracker. And it's as comfortable as you like in the end. Well done, boys. We've qualified from the group. So there we go. We hammer Zurich through to the first knockout round. Now, of course, last season we got a bye because we won the group. This season we will have to take part in that. We've got a little bit more money in the bank. A lot more money in the bank, actually. It's getting close up towards £1 million, isn't it? And Clark, 10 key passes for him. He had lots of space out there and he used it quite well, didn't he? So that's excellent. The draw for the first knockout round isn't until after the St Mirren game, so we'll have to catch you up on that next episode. If we have a quick look at how everything stands, you can see how the European group ended up there for us. Comfortable in the end. Certainly with a 14 goal difference between ourselves and Zurich. I would have been a little bit hard done by if we hadn't got through that group. Dundee United is coming up in the Scottish Cup. Did I mention that? I can't remember, but that's who we've got in the first round for us, is it? Fourth round, or we played in the third round? I can't remember. But anyway, the league, let's focus in on that. 6 points ahead of Rangers. Now, we will be back next time for some festive football. We'll come back for Celtic and let's say Livingston. Yeah, we'll come back for that. The way the January window's open. We do have, if we look at the finances, we've got a little bit of cash in the bank. We're more or less broken even for the season so far. And we have £1.5 million in the transfer budget, about £2,000 in the wage budget. Obviously, we can move that around. So there is money there to do something if the right player becomes available. Who that player is going to be, I don't know yet. But yeah, we'll certainly look around and hopefully find somebody. And anyway, until next time, guys, I've been Aussie. Morty's here. Say bye, Morty. We'll see you next time. Like and subscribe.